Lack of management commitment, inability to change the organizational culture, improper planning, then lack of continuous training and educations, give the training to the employee, okay, incompatible organizational structure and isolated individuals and departments. The another point or the barrier, say it is techniques and lack of access to data and the results. So many times there is not sophisticated tools and technology they use to analyzing the things. Okay, the millions of data is available. Okay, for example, if you have the lakhs and millions of the people are being sorry, the people are connected with you, and it's very difficult to just collect this data in a proper way and analyze the data. Okay, and if you have the software is available, then it can be easily analyze the things. But many times a lacking of it, it will be impacting our TQM. Paying the adequate attention to the internal and external customers, obviously that is one of the point. Inadequate use of the empowerment and the teamwork, this is also the one of the barrier of TQM. And the last barrier is the failure to continually improve. So this is the biggest barrier for the implementation of the TQM. If we are not able to change the work culture, if we are not able to train the people, but the product or the service should be continuously improved. Even I gave the example of your the scorecard. Okay, so when you are entered into the first semester, what is your scorecard? And when you out from the in the eighth semester, what is your scorecard? If that scorecard it may be the slightly improvising, okay, then we can say there is an improvisation is happening in that person, and that is the great sign that he will very enthusiastic and very it is ready product for the industry, because he want to improve. And when there is a continuous improvement, then definitely it will be workable. Just like when we enter into the first standard, we don't know the how to read, how to write, or even our handwritings are not good, we are confusing certain words. Okay, but by practicing from the first standard, second, third, fourth, what we do, we are improvising ourselves, we are improvising the knowledge. Okay, as we grow, we get the experience, and from that one we try to improve. Okay, some problems that we have, we solve that problems. In certain cases we have the difficulties, that difficulties we overcome the things. Okay, some obstacles in our scoring or while doing the work, that obstacles we easily cover up with the help of the experience and by using the different techniques of it. Okay, the same thing is happen, the same thing should be done in the organization. Okay, improvisation is very very important. Okay, and that is the work culture of in industry. So let's see in a detail what exactly with the help of the example, so that you can easily understood of what are the barriers and how to overcome that barriers. Now when there are barriers, we can say it is a problem. Now any problem, there is a solution. We are not say if the problem, definitely there is a solution. Now the angle or the dimensions of looking at the problem is very important, and to get the solution from it. Okay, the solution is there. Just like when we solve the MCQ question. Okay, so there is a four options. It means there is a one of the option from the four, it is correct, and it is nearer to that question. But now it is your angle to see, which is the correct answer. Okay, many times in the gate examination the same thing is happened. The out of that four, all the fours we feel that it is correct, but slightly the one of the answer is correct. Okay, so here you need to think in all the directions. Once you think in all the directions, and that time definitely you will get a success of it. So in a first case, the barriers is lack of management commitment. Now what exactly in lack of management commitment? A management should commit their time and organizational resources. What is the job of the management? The management is always provide the resources to the employee, what they need, according to the policies. Okay, And that's why this is the one of the case, the purpose must be clearly and continually communicated to all the personnel. Okay, management should be consistently apply the principles of a TQM. Okay, so we talk on this one. The first is the lack of management is what, the resources. Many times what happens, the employee is ready to work, but the management, if they are not provide the resource, then it's very difficult for that one to work in that culture. He has the potential, the employee has the potential, but the management is not taking care of it. Okay, just like for example, if one of the sales manager, he demand that I need these tools, I need this software so that I can analyze the data. I have the data, so I just feed up the data so that I can easily get a graphical representation of it, and from that one I can analyze what is the difficulties, how to increase the sale. But at the same time, the management is not ready to give that part. Ultimately, what happened? It is impacting on the sale, because the sales manager is very ready to work on it, but he wants some help, some aid from the management. Okay, second thing, the purpose must be clearly and continuously communicated to the personnel. Another thing, many times what happens on the top of the management, they are very good structuring, everything is there, and they say that okay, everything is provided to the customer, provided to the employee, but are they communicated with the employee? Are they discuss about it? Many times the resources is there, but that is not useful to us. Okay, if we nowadays, if you give the CPU to the sales manager, for example, if one of the company give the CPU, that is a computer, a big computer, to the sales manager and say, okay, you work on it. He say, okay, in office it is not problem for me. But what about the outside when I have to give the representation to the other side? What can I do? Shall I take that all this the computer and go there? So the resources which is provided to him is not a worthy for the present scenario, and ultimately it will be the impacting on. So this is a small examples that I am giving, but a big examples is that many times the management structuring is showing that everything is okay, but unfortunately when we are working in the ground level, we are not getting that resources, and just because of the what we call, there is a no communication between the top management and the people who is working. Okay, if you become a boss, I just insist you that when you uh, uh, just dreaming that you become a manager, you become a GM of a company, and now you say that you are head of the departments, all they are convening you, everything is okay, but sale is not increased. We have every system is okay, everything is okay, but again, and the GM finds that there is no sale. So in that cases, definitely as become a boss, as become a leader, we need to talk with the ground level people. They might be face some problems, and maybe the head will not be conveyed to you, or they don't want to convey to you. That may be the problem. So in such a cases, you become a GM, you should talk with the even peon, no problem. Let it be, get some feedback from him, get some the if there is suggestions, let it be, it is take it positive way. Okay, he is not ask you to increase the salary, definitely he will give some solution, and many industries may get got a solution from people who is even you there is no technical knowledge, but he give you how to implement it. Okay, so here the management commitment is very important to implement this TQM. Okay, management should consistently apply the principles of TQM. So the management should ready for that. He insists the people, he insists the all the top management persons to just implement the TQM, whatever be the way, take a software, but it should be a implement. A second barrier is that inability to change the organizational culture. Now this is the biggest funda and biggest problem that we face in industries or any work organization. Change the organization culture. How can you change the organization culture? Even many times I gave the example of from your family, that if you have the 4 to 5 members in your family, and they say that your father is the boss of your family, okay, he is the leader of your family, and they change the rule that previously, say for example, all of you are not meet in a one time, all the people are taking their dinner, especially I'm talking about dinner, at a different time. The son, he took the dinner at 11 o'clock. The mother and father, he take the dinner in at 9 o'clock. The daughter, she will take the dinner at say 10 o'clock, 10 and 30 o'clock. So the timing is different. Then he observed the leader that yes, we need to take a dinner in at the same time, in the same time. Okay. So what he do? He just he try to implement. So he give that he give that okay, now the timing is fixed for the dinner is 9 a.m. Sorry, 9 p.m. Now everybody is ready, but again there is a son is facing a problem because he come late in the night. The daughter again having the problem, or other members who is having the problem. Many times these are the members who have the problem. So in such situation, what happened? It is very very difficult for the leader to change that culture. That the timing is different for dinner, and now the timing is same. I mean, one second, huh? 1 second. Okay. So in this situation, as a leader, it is so in this situation, as become a leader, the decision is correct, the decision is right, but ultimately, just because of the some of the members, they are opposing because of their individual reasons, and that is difficult. Now here is the leadership, how the leader is implement that work culture, that we have to take a dinner at 9 p.m., and that can be happen just by just counseling them, just by communicating them. Let's take their suggestions, the problems what they're facing, and accordingly you can change the culture of it. Means if you are not ready to 9 p.m., okay, at 9:30 is it possible to everybody, then say okay, we will try. So like this one, we need to have to then implement changes in the organization. Okay. So here one of the biggest barrier is the inability to change. How? Change in the organizational setup takes a lot of time, and management must be understand the utilize basic concept of the change. So it is not easy. As I gave the example of, this is the simple example from our family, and now you see that there is a the big organization who are having more than 500 200 people are working together. Now there are the 200 number of the problems of individual, if you ask, and you want to implement the process. Now it's definitely, it will take a time, it will take a time, but yes, once it is implement, you get a result of the quality. Okay. But the here is the leadership. The leadership is very important, how they handle and tackle these people. Okay. So people change when they want to and to meet their own needs. Now when the people get changed, just like it is on their need. If they feel that okay, the timing get changed, then it is very what we call the beneficial to me, then they will accept. Or they say okay, there is no losses to change the timing, then then only they will what we call the accept the change of work culture. Okay. People need to know the reasons to change, and this is very very important. Before, when we are say just implementing or forcing something, always take a suggestions, a feedback from the person where the department or the things where we want to change. What is the reason behind the change? When we implementing the TQM, that time what we have to do as a leader, as a GM, what is our the principle? We should tell them that yes, because of the this thing we are changing, and because of changing the this TQ, because of the implementation of the TQM, because of doing the work culture change, what is the result from it? And then they will accept the thing. Definitely, if I say I'm working some in a industry, and when they implementing the TQM, definitely I have the extra workload to do, the documentation I have to do, I have to give the extra time for just making the change, or just to get the training from it. Definitely that are the things that happen. But when after that one, when I know that yes, because of this one I get a benefit, they investigate the benefit, then I am accepted that part. But yes, it is clear cut by the management, by the leader should convey these things to the people that why they do this change. Okay, just like the father, he said, just because of some side effect of taking the dinner at say in at a late night. One thing. Second, we don't have get together every day. All people are going here and there. We are not meet together. So this is the one of the platform where we can meet, we can share, we can communicate. Now then they just think, okay, the son and daughter say, okay, yes, it is, that is a correct. We are not meet to each other. So because of that one, what is the impact? The impact is, okay, that is the beneficial, and they are accept, and they individually they make some changes, and they are just ready to together take a dinner. Same thing happened with the organization too. In the organization also, once we know why we do the change, just like one of the employee is working in a one department, and now as you become the manager, your decision is that this person should be working in another department. The person who is working in the previous department, he's very happy with that one and is very happy with that work. But the suddenly the decision take that he has to just leave that department and go for the other department, then he is very nervous about it because of that decision. Why? He is very good in that department, he is working very well, he knows the each and everything about it, but just because of manager said and he changed the department. So manager, we to manager, we need to talk with him and give the proper reason about it. Why we need a change, and we are changing the position of that from this department to the another department. And when that person get agree, and if even we communicate as become a GM or the manager, if we communicate till they are accepted the things, that subject to condition, you give a proper reasons for a change.